Brazil is a country of continental dimensions and nothing better than using a motorcycle to explore its beauties. To mark the 20 years of GIVI in Brazil, a group of passionate motorcyclists was invited to explore the charms of Serra da Mantiqueira, more precisely, Mantiqueira Paulista, the destination of this edition of GIVI Explorer. The starting point of this commemorative trip took place at GIVI's factory in Brazil, which is located in Pindamonhangaba in the interior of São Paulo. On the busy Presidente Dutra highway, the motorcyclists went together to São José dos Campos to access the winding Monteiro Lobato highway, bound for the peaceful and beautiful São Francisco Xavier. Mantiqueira Paulista is famous for its gastronomy, with a variety of delicious dishes and fresh ingredients, in addition to the beautiful landscapes, crystalline rivers, enchanting waterfalls, and its imposing mountains. The region is a true paradise for practitioners of ecotourism and adventure tourism. After the first lunch on the trip, the motorcyclists were able to visit one of the main postcards of São Francisco Xavier, the Pedro de Vide waterfall. With the river full from the rains in the region, the participants were able to admire a beautiful water show. After being enchanted by the beauty of the waterfall, the bikers got back on their motorcycles and headed to the final destination of the first day, a spectacular inn, exclusive to the group in the middle of the mountains and with a privileged view of the region. And all of this was just the first day of this trip. Many more places and emotions still awaited the participants in the following days. On the second day, the motorcyclists were destined for Campos do Jordão, a city at the top of the mountain, popularly known as the Brazilian Switzerland. On their motorcycles, they began to take advantage of one of the great highlights of Mantiqueira Paulista for motorcyclists, the good and winding roads. All explorers in this edition won a set of HEVIC protections and GIVI helmets to live all the emotions of this trip well protected. The winding roads that cross Mantiqueira guarantee a very exciting riding experience for motorcyclists. Sequences of endless curves with good asphalt and surrounded by the enchanting beauty of nature in the region. In the municipality of São Bento do Sapucaí, they travel the narrow and beautiful Estrada do Cantagallo, which has a privileged view of Pedra do Baú. After another sequence of curves, ascents and descents, including even an unpaved stretch, the participants of the trip arrived at the first stop of the day, Olique, at Fazenda Santo Antônio do Bugre. In the middle of the mountains, it has a plantation with more than 10,000 olive trees and a restaurant, where its olive oils and regional products are the protagonists of a creative cuisine. Back on the bikes, the motorcyclists had more fun riding the road to Campos do Jordão, a city that enchants visitors with its European architecture, cold climate, parks, and Vila Capivari, a charming tourist center with bars and restaurants for all tastes. It was there that the participants celebrated the end of the second day of the trip. There's nothing better than group animation combined with good food and live music. On the third day of the trip, the first stop was at a Mantiqueira park. Created in 2007, the park has more than 700 species of plants and is open to visitors every day of the year. A place to contemplate without haste. The higher you are in Mantiqueira, the more enchanting is the view of all the beauty of the region. In addition to good food, lunch with an incredible landscape surprised the participants of the trip. The enchantment of the participants with the trip only increased with each stop. There is no shortage of viewpoints to admire the beauty of the region, and in Pindamonhangaba, a railway station on the Estrada de Ferro Campos do Jordão at 1,162 meters above sea level, offers yet another opportunity to admire all the nature of the region. Starting the fourth and last day of this unforgettable trip, there are still more beautiful places for explorers to visit from Mantiqueira. Leaving the center of Campos do Jordão, the bikers took their bikes up to Pico do Itapeva, the first stop of the day. At this point in the trip, the union and friendship between the participants was already very great, all happy and willing to explore the entire region to the fullest. Arriving at an altitude of 2,030 meters at Pico do Itapeva, the explorers were favored by the day's weather with good visibility of the entire region. Many people believe that this is an attraction of Campos do Jordão, but the peak of Itapeva belongs to the municipality of Pindamonhangaba, where GIVI do Brasil is also located. Very close to this viewpoint, travelers passed Lake Pico do Itapeva, formed by springs of pure and crystalline waters, and it is considered one of the highest lakes in Brazil, with an altitude of almost 2,000 meters above sea level, being popularly called Brazilian Titicaca. Following the road to the region towards GIVI's factory, the motorcyclists again passed through Santo Antônio do Pinhal for the last lunch together on this special trip in one of the most popular restaurants in the region. Good food and good conversations among the participants were the menu of the day. Again on the bikes, the final destination was the same as the starting point, GIVI's factory. Thank you, Mantiqueira. Explorers will remember this experience forever. The enchanting beauty of its flora, the good roads to enjoy with a motorcycle, and the delicious local cuisine. We are already looking forward to the next adventure.